Welcome to NESA News for July 2011. The NESA Center actively supports and helps to facilitate a growing Track 2 exercise known as the Ottawa Dialogue, informal and unofficial discussion among a small group of retired senior government officials, flag officers, and academics, all with various experience in national security affairs from both India and Pakistan. These meetings are organized by Dr. Peter Jones of the University of Ottawa, former Ambassador Craig Dunkerley, and Professor Jack Gill of the NESA faculty regularly represent the center in these conversations. NESA Director Ambassador James LaRocco and Deputy Director David Lamb also attended the opening round of discussions. As a result of these 3 days of extensive discussion at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University, Indian and Pakistani participants adopted an ambitious list of possible bilateral nuclear confidence-building measures, building upon the work of their previous discussions throughout the past year. They will be putting these forward as policy recommendations to their respective governments for consideration and possible agreement in order to help stabilize the nuclear relationship between their two countries. Former Secretary of State George Shultz, resident at the Hoover Institution, hosted this meeting. Former Secretary of Defense William Perry and former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice also participated. The final document of the meeting offers a broad menu of possible steps in the nuclear field designed to build mutual confidence, enhance transparency, reduce risks, and strengthen strategic stability. Command Sergeant Major retired Cynthia Pritchett, NESA liaison at the U.S. Central Command, has been selected for induction into the United States Army Sergeant Majors Academy Hall of Honor. Command Sergeant Major Pritchett served as the Combined Forces Command Afghanistan Command Sergeant Major from May 9, 2004 until April 5, 2006. She was the senior enlisted leader for the U.S. Army element U.S. CENTCOM, and in January of 2010, Command Sergeant Major Pritchett was designated the CENTCOM Liaison Officer at the NESA Center. 45 participants from more than a dozen countries, including NESA professors Gaudat Bhagat, Robert Boggs, and the Regional Network of Strategic Studies Center's Director, Ambassador Michael Lemon, attended the RNSSC Energy Security and Water Security Working Groups, co-hosted by the Turkish Foundation for Political, Economic, and Social Research, SETA. Participants discussed cooperation on such projects as the Iran-Pakistan-India pipeline, Turkmenistan-India-Pakistan pipeline, and the Arab Peace Pipeline. Several regional centers decided to work together to address these issues and publish their findings. After more than 4 years in partnership with the Lebanese Armed Forces, the LAF, NESA Associate Dean Ann Moisan and Professor Bob Sharp called on the newly appointed Chief of Staff to discuss the continuing NESA-LAF program of cooperation. Professors Moisan and Sharp met with a range of LAF interlocutors, including Brigadier General Jalal Maki, Director of the Research and Strategic Studies Center, which recently delivered a successful first regional conference. Professors Moisan and Sharp also met with Brigadier General Elkai, the acting commandant of the LAF Fouad Shihab Command and Staff College. In 2011, NESA led workshops to support changes in the Staff College faculty and curriculum. Ambassador Dan Mozena, awaiting confirmation as U.S. Ambassador to Bangladesh, visited NESA for a briefing on the center's work in the region. NESA Deputy Director Dave Lamb briefed the ambassador on NESA. The center's South Asia team, including Academic Dean Roger Kangas, Professors Robert Boggs, John Wood, Jack Gill, and Dan Kerfis, engaged in a discussion of issues facing the region. Royal Highness Princess Aisha bint Al Hussein has been promoted to Major General, the second highest general rank in the Jordanian military system. Her Royal Highness is currently the defense attaché at the Embassy of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan to the U.S. Princess Aisha has been involved with NESA since its inception and participated in the center's first seminar in 2000. In 2010, she was honored as NESA's first distinguished alumna. Professor Gaudat Bhagat chaired a working group on the potential link between the Arab Peace Initiative and nuclear disarmament at a conference on making the Middle East a nuclear weapons-free zone. The conference was organized by the Peace Research Institute, Frankfurt, and funded by the German and Norwegian foreign ministries. Participants were from Israel, United States, Yemen, Turkey, Iran, Egypt, Germany, and Italy. The project seeks to provide recommendations on how to make the Middle East a nuclear weapons-free zone. In meetings with Afghan President Hamid Karzai, distinguished Professor Minister Ali Jalali discussed major issues facing the Afghan government, and he explained both the regional network of strategic studies centers co-sponsored by NESA and the Reintegration, Reconciliation and Reconstruction Working Group. President Karzai agreed to meet with the R3 working group members when they meet in Kabul. Additionally, Minister Jalali participated in a program at Ariana Worldwide TV to discuss the rise in targeted killings of major Afghan political figures, the transition process, and the long-term strategic partnership between the United States and Afghanistan. He also met with members of the Assembly of the Afghanistan Cultural Association, members of the Afghan Parliament, including the Speaker, Afghan Foreign Minister Zalami Rasool, Lieutenant General William Caldwell, head of the NATO training mission in Afghanistan, and Kunar Province tribal figures led by former Governor Jandad Khan. Those are the top stories for this month. In addition to NESA News, learn more about what's happening at the NESA Center on our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter. Until next time, I'm Craig Langto with NESA Center News.